There comes a time in every woman's life when she must walk alone. Not because she wants to, not because she chose loneliness, but because her journey requires separation. Have you ever felt like you don't fit in? Have you ever lost friends for no reason? Have you ever wondered why God has you in a season of isolation? If so, this message is for you. This is not a punishment. This is a preparation. Because when a woman is truly chosen by God, she is set apart. The world will not understand her. Friends will begin to disappear. Relationships will feel different. And suddenly, she will realize she is walking alone, with no one but God by her side. But here's what you must understand. Isolation is not rejection. It is redirection. You are not being abandoned. You are being elevated. You are not alone. God is with you, guiding your steps. And today, I am going to reveal exactly why God has you in this season, and how walking alone will become your greatest source of power. But before we begin, I want you to declare something in the comments. Type "I walk with God" below if you believe He is guiding your steps. Now, let's dive in. Reason number 1. She is being set apart for a higher purpose. 500 words. Most women follow the crowd. They seek validation through friendships that drain them, relationships that distract them, approval from people who don't understand them. But a woman who walks alone, she is different. She is chosen. She is set apart for something greater. And because of that, God will remove certain people from her life. It will feel like everyone is leaving. It will feel like she is being forgotten. It will feel like she is standing alone in the world. But the truth is, God is isolating her to elevate her. Look at Esther in the Bible. She had to leave everything behind, her family, her people, her past, to become a queen with a divine purpose. Her isolation was not rejection. It was preparation. And the same is happening for you. Right now, God is separating you from distractions. He is cutting off relationships that are not aligned with your future. He is positioning you for something far greater than you can see right now. But the question is, will you trust Him? Will you trust that your loneliness is leading you to something greater? Will you trust that your isolation is making room for elevation? Because if you do, you will start to see this season not as a burden, but as a blessing. Reason number 2. She is out in her old life. Most people stay the same forever. They keep the same habits, stay in the same toxic cycles, surround themselves with the same people, even if they bring them down. But a woman walking alone, she is different. She is growing. She is changing. She is stepping into a new version of herself. And as she evolves, something happens. The people around her start disappearing. Not because she did anything wrong, not because she wanted to lose them, but because they no longer align with the woman she is becoming. 2.1 Why you feel disconnected from people. Have you noticed that conversations with old friends don't feel the same? Certain people no longer invite you to things. The things you once enjoyed don't bring you happiness anymore. That's a sign you are outgrowing your old life. You are stepping into a higher level of thinking, a deeper connection with God, a new season where only the right people can go with you. And because of this, God is cutting off anyone who cannot grow with you. He is removing fake friends, people who secretly envy you, relationships that were never built on truth. Because where He is taking you, not everyone can follow. 2.2 The pain of losing people you love. It hurts to lose people, especially when you thought they would always be in your life. You were loyal to them, but they were not loyal to you. You gave them love, but they never appreciated you. But here's what you must understand. Not everyone can handle your growth. Some people were comfortable with the old version of you. They liked when you were smaller, quieter, and more dependent. But now that you are evolving, they feel threatened. And instead of celebrating you, they distance themselves. They stop supporting you. They silently hope you fail. But that's not your burden to carry, because God is protecting you from people who can't love the real you. 2.3 How to let go and keep moving forward. Instead of fighting for people to stay in your life, surrender them to God. If they are meant for you, they will grow with you. If they are not, they will naturally fall away. Because the truth is, some people were only meant for your past, not your future. And if you try to hold on to them, you will slow down your own growth. You will block the people who are actually meant for you. You will delay the blessings that God is trying to bring you. So instead of grieving the past, celebrate your future. Because every time you lose someone who is not meant for you, you make space for someone who is. Type, I realize it's not a for me, in the comments if you receive this message. Reason number 3. God is calling here to a season of preparation. Right now, you may feel like nothing in your life makes sense. You are completely isolated. You don't understand why everything is changing. That's because God is preparing you. He is not punishing you. He is positioning you. Because when God wants to elevate you, He isolates you. Strengthen you. He tests you. Prepare you for something greater. He removes everything holding you back. And this is why you are walking alone. You are not being abandoned. You are being trained for something bigger. 3.1 Why God separates you before He elevates you. Look at every powerful woman in the Bible. Before Esther became queen, she was alone in preparation. Before Ruth met Boaz, she walked alone in the fields. Before Mary carried the Son of God, she was isolated and misunderstood. Because every time God wants to use someone greatly, He separates them first. Because if you rush into your purpose too soon, you might not be spiritually strong enough to handle it. You might not be mentally prepared for what comes with it. You might fail because you stepped into it before you were ready. So right now, God is preparing you in private before He elevates you in public. And your only job, trust the process. 3.2 Signs that you are in a season of preparation. If you are losing friends suddenly, feeling a deep need to be alone, growing spiritually like never before, becoming more sensitive to energy and truth, feeling disconnected from the things you once loved, that's a sign you are in a divine preparation season. You are being transformed. You are being rebuilt. You are being strengthened. And when you finally step into the next season God has for you, you will understand why everything had to happen this way. 3.3 How to stay strong in your preparation season. If you feel lost, here's what you must do. Spend more time with God. Isolation is not emptiness. It is an invitation to go deeper in your faith. Stop trying to reconnect with your past. If God removes someone, let them go. Start focusing on your purpose. Your time alone is your greatest opportunity to become the woman you are meant to be. And when the preparation season is over, you will emerge stronger than ever. Reason number 4. She has been given a different path. Most people walk a path that is predictable, comfortable, accepted by society. But a woman who walks alone, she is different. Her journey is not like everyone else's. While others are following the crowd, she follows God's voice. Living for approval, she lives for purpose. Settling for what is easy, she embraces what is right. And because of this, she is called to walk a different road. 4.1 The path of the chosen one is never crowded. When God calls someone to a higher purpose, He doesn't send them down the common path. He places them on a narrow road. This is why walking alone is necessary, because your purpose is not meant for the masses. Look at Moses. Before he led the Israelites, he spent years in isolation in the wilderness. Look at Elijah. Before he performed miracles, he was alone in the cave, listening for God's voice. And look at Jesus. Before his greatest moment, he walked alone into the desert for 40 days and nights. Because separation always comes before elevation. And if you are walking alone, it is not because you are lost. It is because you are being prepared for something greater than most will ever understand. 4.2. The pain of walking a path that others do not understand. One of the hardest parts of being set apart is no one understands your journey. Family may question you. Friends may criticize you. Society may pressure you to be like everyone else. But deep inside, you were not created to live a normal life. There is a pull inside of you leading you somewhere different. Even when you try to ignore it, even when you try to fit in, something always feels off. That is because God is calling you to something higher. And the higher you go, the fewer people can go with you. 4.3. How to stay strong when you feel misunderstood. Walking alone means trusting your inner knowing, not waiting for others to validate your path. Because she has learned, her emotions do not control her, she controls them. She does not break when life gets hard. She adapts and grows. She does not beg for love, attention, or acceptance because she knows her value. And this is why nothing can shake her the way it used to. 14.1. Learning to master her emotions. Most people live their lives reacting instead of responding, letting emotions cloud their judgment, making choices from fear instead of wisdom. But a woman who walks alone, she has learned to master her emotions. Now she thinks before she reacts, trusts logic and intuition over fleeting feelings, understands that emotions are temporary, but her decisions have lasting consequences. And because of this, no one can manipulate her emotions anymore. 14.2. The confidence that comes with emotional strength. When she mastered her emotions, she gained unshakable confidence because she no longer lets small things affect her. Mental clarity because her thoughts are no longer clouded by overthinking. Peace of mind because she has learned to let go of what she cannot control. And now, she is no longer emotionally dependent on anyone but God. Reason number 15. She is on her purpose, not at prevail. Before, she made choices based on what others would think, feared stepping into her true power, doubted her own potential. But now, she is fully focused on her purpose. She no longer seeks permission to live her truth, adjusts her dreams to fit someone else's expectations, waits for approval before taking action, because she understands that her purpose is between her and God, not between her and the world. 15.1. How walking alone helps her find her true path. The moment she stopped relying on people for direction, she discovered her intuition is powerful. She already knows what she is meant to do. She has always been capable, but needed solitude to realize it. Now, instead of asking others what she should do, letting fear hold her back, doubting herself, she moves with boldness because she has learned when you walk in purpose, fear disappears. 15.2. The difference between a woman focused on purpose and a woman focused on approval. A woman who seeks approval asks, "Will they like me?" A woman who walks in purpose asks, "Is this aligned with my calling?" A woman who seeks approval hesitates when people disagree. A woman who walks in purpose stays firm, no matter who supports her. A woman who seeks approval is afraid of standing alone. A woman who walks in purpose embraces it because she knows her path is unique. And this is why she walks alone, because her focus is on fulfilling her divine assignment, not pleasing the crowd. Reason number 16. She long or closure from others. Before, she needed explanations for why people left, wanted apologies that never came, waited for closure to move on. But now, she has made peace with the past without needing answers, because she understands. Some people leave without explanation because they were never meant to stay. Some betrayals happen because God was protecting her from the wrong people. Some doors close because bigger blessings are on the way. And once she fully accepted this, she stopped looking back. 16.1. How seeking closure can keep you stuck. Many women struggle to move on because they wait for an apology that may never come. They keep replaying the past, wondering what went wrong. They feel like they need answers before they can heal. But when a woman chooses to close the chapter herself, she frees herself from unnecessary pain. Now, instead of asking, "Why did this happen?" she asks, "What is God trying to teach me?" Instead of waiting for someone else to give her peace, she creates her own peace. And because of this, she never lets someone else's actions determine her healing again. 16.2. The strength that comes from self-healing. Now she forgives without needing an apology, heals without needing explanations, moves forward without needing validation, because she understands that some people will never admit they were wrong. Some situations will never make sense, and some things are better left in God's hands. And once she let go of the need for closure, she became unstoppable. Reason number 17. She values peace over connections. Before, she kept toxic people in her life just to avoid being alone, gave second chances to people who didn't deserve them, tolerated drama because she didn't want to lose relationships. But now, she protects her peace at all costs because she has realized not every connection is a blessing. Some relationships drain more than they give, and choosing peace sometimes means choosing solitude. 17.1. The difference between a woman who values peace and a woman who values connections. A woman who values connections will stay in unhealthy relationships just to avoid loneliness. A woman who values peace will walk away, even if it means standing alone. A woman who values connections will tolerate toxic behavior just to keep people around. A woman who values peace will cut off anything that disturbs her inner calm. A woman who values connections will let guilt keep her stuck in situations she has outgrown. A woman who values peace will put herself first, even if others don't understand. And this is why she walks alone, because she would rather have peace than be surrounded by chaos. 17.2. Setting boundaries to protect her peace. Before, she let people talk to her any way they wanted, allowed others to take advantage of her kindness, put everyone else's needs before her own. But now, she sets boundaries and keeps them. Now she says no without feeling guilty, refuses to entertain toxic energy, understands that protecting her peace is a form of self-respect. And because of this, she only allows people into her life who bring peace, not problems. Reason number 18. She knows God has something greater for her. There is a reason God has removed people from her life. There is a reason He has separated her from the crowd. There is a reason He has placed her in a season of solitude, because something greater is coming. And deep down, she can feel it. This isolation is not rejection, it is preparation. 18.1. How God removes the wrong people before bringing the right ones. Before a major breakthrough, God will remove distractions that no longer serve her, take her out of environments that are limiting her growth, separate her from people who do not align with her purpose. But most people mistake this separation for loneliness. They see doors closing and think it's rejection. They lose friends and think something is wrong with them. They experience isolation and think God has forgotten them. But what they don't realize is, God is making room for something bigger. 18.2. The woman she is becoming. This season of walking alone is preparing her to step into a new level of confidence, operate in her purpose without distractions, receive blessings that her old life was not aligned with. She is not being punished. She is not being forgotten. She is being elevated. And when the time is right, God will place the right people, opportunities, and blessings in her life. Until then, she will continue walking alone with faith. Reason number 19. She has your divine timing. Before, she compared her journey to others, wondered why things were taking so long, felt impatient waiting for her breakthrough. But now, she has fully embraced God's timing. She understands that delayed does not mean denied. What is meant for her will never pass her by. The wait is preparing her for what she prayed for. And because of this, she no longer rushes the process. 19.1 The power of trusting God's plan. Most people struggle with wanting everything to happen on their timeline, feeling frustrated when things don't go as planned, thinking they are falling behind because others are ahead. But when a woman truly trusts God's plan, she stops worrying about the timing because she knows God is never late. Now, instead of asking, "When will it happen?" she asks, "How can I prepare for what's coming?" Instead of worrying about what she doesn't have, she focuses on becoming the woman who can handle the blessing. And because of this, she moves with peace, not pressure. Reason number 20. She knows her season of solitude and last forever. There is a time for isolation, and there is a time for divine connection. She may be walking alone now, but this season will not last forever. God is preparing the right people, the right opportunities, and the right relationships for her. And when the time is right, everything will come together exactly as it was meant to. 20.1 Why this season of walking alone is necessary. Before God blesses her with lifelong friendships, a partner who truly sees and values her, a purpose-driven community, He must first teach her how to be whole on her own, show her how to set boundaries and protect her energy, strengthen her discernment so she can recognize real connections, because without these lessons, she might settle for the wrong people, ignore red flags, get distracted by relationships that pull her away from her purpose. And this is why she walks alone now, because God is preparing her for something deeper, stronger, and more aligned. 20.2 The signs that this season is temporary. She no longer feels lonely, just expectant. She feels God shifting things in her life. She has outgrown the old version of herself. She feels a sense of inner completion without needing external validation.